And now we are entering the wander zone. As I pan the camera, some of the Manitou Hassannash will be apparent to you. Others, you have to wander around to see them. But when I'm in a normal, dense cairn field, I can pick up a pebble and throw it and hit the next Manitou Hassannash. Here, I can take my hat and throw it over this cairn and hit the next one. You can't toss a hat very far, but up here, you're never more than a hat toss away from the next one. They tell me, James and Mary Gage have recorded all of this locations on their map that Steve DeMarzo and Todd Carden sent them the GPS information for. And the wander zone may be the densest cairn field, Manitou Hassannash field. Remember, there's no language police. It may be the densest field in all of Rhode Island. And there's so many that we don't have a trail here. You wander around and take a look. In the wander zone, I'm shifting over to Tourista handheld cameras. This is what remains of what we called the cantilevered cairn. On that rock with 3 steps, that was suspended in the air by a very clever arrangement of weights and levers with a rock roughly the size of a bowling ball, maybe a little smaller, sitting on the end of that 3-tiered rock. But the tree branch that you see fell down and hit this thing right square on the head last June. And since that time, a couple of weeks ago, the balance rock, the rock suspended in air, was still on the cantilevered cairn, but now I see where it has rolled over, and is the round rock in the center of the field right now. We were faced with a dilemma when we discovered this. Do we take the branch off? And that branch has to weigh several hundred pounds. Do we try and restore the cantilevered cairn to its original balance? But what Rick Prescott, Harvey Buford, and I decided was that Nukasaki saw this thing built, and Nukasaki said its purpose has been achieved. The picture of the cantilevered cairn was vital in getting the planning board to not approve this land for subdivision and to come out and see for themselves. And they saw the ingenuity of the cantilevered cairn, and they started the site on its road to preservation. Well, the site's well on its way. Cantilevered cairn did its job. Nukasaki wants it back. It's fine with us. Try not to mess with things. Let nature, Nukasaki, take its course in your area of the woods. And oh, by the way, while I'm sitting here blathering, you're seeing all sorts of other balanced rocks in the background here. So I'm going to wander around in the wander zone and show you some more. A sense of balance was not confined to the cantilevered cairn. This cairn is only 15 feet away from it. And again, that's some tricky balancing. Everything I'm showing you is within 25 feet of the cantilevered cairn, which reminds me, the cantilevered cairn is the one that's underneath the tree branch in the background, which reminds me I have to go find out where my hat ended up. All of this stuff was what Astrid Muir said to me January 1st, 2014. There's something fascinating I want to show you. And we finally got out here at the end of March, and it was jaw-dropping. She led us right to this place, Bob Miner and myself, and we were astounded by what we saw, the density of what we saw, and all in all, it was beyond anything that we had experienced before. I'm going to zoom in on this guy. Again, the sense of balance. Even if this is, we go from James and Mary Gage's theory of the earliest or the most recent construction, that's 150 years that's been sitting there. Maybe longer. Over here, more. Down here right next to me. Another tricky balance, although we've seen this from a different angle. More. Look at this guy, it's got like a cherry on the top of it. When you go through the wander zone, there it is. Be prepared. It's like nothing that I've ever seen before. Maybe you've seen denser, but I haven't. Even the bugs come to see the wander zone. This guy's taking the express route. He's looking around. Hey, that's amazing. Uh-oh. By the way, you got to watch your step when you're out here in the woods. And this guy, regular feet and pseudopods, is paying good attention to it. So I found my hat. That's no ordinary hat. That's a Friends of the Hopkinton Land Trust hat. And they don't grow on trees. For a $10,000 donation, the Friends of the Hopkinton Land Trust will send you several hats. I can't help it. I crack myself up. More balance. More cairns. Foreground, middle, background. Down over here. Cairns all the way down to the bottom of the hill. That structure over there. You really got to be here. But this is the next best thing.